You always.
I told you, man. You let me know what time, and when I was gonna be here.
And I see that. You know,
my word is all I got. My word is all I got.
And I appreciate that. You know, because I'm gonna equal everything to sports because I love sports, and basketball did it for me. And I will never ever forget just stepping on any court in any city in any state, whether I'm there for the first time or last time, first time. I am such a confident person.
I told you, man. You let me know what.
I'm always meeting people and using sports to bring us together, you know. And I think, well, I know that this platform right here on the YouTube, you know, is an opportunity to bring people together, whether I know you or not, whether we kicked it for years or not. You know, it's like if I'm meeting you for the time, I'm very open to who I meet. You know, we can't be afraid, you know, in life. Life is risky, and we have to take those type of risks to get to know our neighbors and things like that. You know, so I appreciate, you know, the opportunity that the world provides for us to meet someone for the first time and to get people to understand, listen, you don't have to be afraid. You know, if we live your life in fear, you're always going to be looking over your shoulders, you know. So I don't want to live like that. I want to always be able to meet people and believe in people, and people just have to prove me wrong, you know. But at the same time, you got to be careful, of course. But you know, vibes sometimes, you know, give a person away. And when I was making my deliveries and I saw you, you know, my initial reaction was, yo, that guy looked very approachable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, that's what it boils down to me. You were approachable. So I approached you. I'm glad I did.
Me too. Me too.
Yes, sir.
It's never too late to learn something that you don't know about too much.
Yes, definitely. Yep, and we can all learn from each other, you know, even though I might know a little bit more, you know, about the stock market than you do. You could bring something to the table for us, you know, and that's why we have this group, so we can all learn from each other. So I appreciate that, you know. Yep. All right,
I sent you guys the information about big clout. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, not gonna do too much introduction tonight. We do introduction quite often. So what I'm gonna do is change it up a little bit. As we speak, we can introduce ourselves, you know, whenever we take the floor. So we'll just do it like that. So Hector, I'll let you do the honors. I'm gonna see who else is trying to check in. So now you're gonna have to pay attention to who's trying to check in because I'm about to make you the host right now.
Sounds good, Coach. I'm gonna let me log on to.
Yeah, let me know when you log on, and I'll make you the host.
Yeah, I'm on both. Just want to go to YouTube and hit my. If you haven't done it already, definitely like. And on the Founding Players page, it means a lot for the algorithm. We want to make sure we do right. Try to eventually monetize this page. So I'm going there now. I found my well, I got my account for the, I guess, the topics for that I want to bring up tonight. And I'm sorry, that was Carl from Illinois, but he's in Florida now, right?
Will.
Excellent. I was listening to every word, and it just starts with a question and action. You know, so definitely applaud you, give you the nod of approval. I had no idea what any of this was a year ago. I wish I would have been mining Bitcoin.
Me too. Me too.
I'm a tech guy by trade, so I'm very bitter that I didn't mine it back then.
Oh boy.
I knew about it. I missed the first wave, but it's not too late. And that's actually what I want to talk about tonight. I'll give a quick intro of myself, and I want to talk a lot about, or a little bit tonight about tools that are available and really what, I haven't articulated exactly what Bitcoin is or cryptocurrency, how different it is from other asset classes. And I think tonight's, again, I'm excited. I got butterflies tonight because it's very, very important how we move forward with cryptocurrency and the understanding and the tools that are available. So definitely going to link. I'm going to create some content about this because I haven't heard anybody say this in this many words. I'm sure somebody has. I just don't listen to a lot of TAs and a lot of, I did that already about a year ago, but now I'm strictly holding and buying coin. So quick intro, Hector Hernandez. I'm a photographer, been doing photography for 3 years, been doing crypto for 1 year. I've been in tech since 1999. And again, you heard this already, I'm very bitter that I didn't get involved back then. But I'm here today. If I would have invested $1,000 back then, it would have been 35 million. We probably wouldn't be having this conversation if I did invest. So I guess everything happens for a reason. I've been investing and we go back and forth. I have some notes, Carl, that I'm going to share with you. Will, I'm sorry. I just saw the first name that I saw was Carl. So now I have Carl in my head. I have some notes from the previous session that we did. I didn't take notes the first 2 times that I was privileged to be on it and help, I guess, co-host. But I do have notes from the last one, and we exchanged a lot of information on what our eyeballs are on. So earlier, I heard of a stock. I was busy doing other things, but now I'm going to go back and say, hey, let me write that down. And then the tools that we're talking about tonight, sometimes Ed or Coach, they go into the YouTube and they list the tools or whatever we're talking about. So you can always go back and reference it.
Okay.
So yeah, without further ado, I just had to look this up so I'm correcting what I'm saying. Types of asset classes. So there's cash, there's equity, there's fixed income, there's real estate, and there's commodities. Those are 5 asset classes. Cryptocurrency really doesn't fall in any one particular of those. It may fall into several, but there's one thing, and I've asked a few people this, and they couldn't think of it. And I didn't think of it either till I learned it. And I heard somebody else say it he wasn't a great presenter, but he had good information about Cardano. But he said one thing that it was something that was recorded a year ago. And he was doing a presentation for Cardano. And he said something that I've never heard anybody say it. And it hit. It as we say in the culture, it hit different. I was like, what? So what he said was, I don't remember the guy's name. What he said was that this is the only asset class, the only one that we can check activity in so many words. So if we all get together and we say, hey, let's all buy this building, we're gonna put a down payment of, I don't know, there's 4 or 5 of us here, we're all responsible, 15 grand, there's 4 of us or 5 of us, we're gonna come up with something about 50,000 and we're gonna buy a building. Well, nobody knows about this. Now meaning we bought the building, the lawyers know, the new landlord knows, and the bank knows because of the loan. Our wives know because we said, hey, honey, we're gonna spend some money, etc. But nobody knows. The market doesn't know. The market doesn't care. Now with cryptocurrency, if we all pull our money together and we make a big buy, let's go from 500,000 or $1 million, $500,000 to $250,000. Guess what? Everybody knows it. That's the beauty of blockchain technology, that it's in the hash. So if you're mining, you're doing transactions to prove that those transactions did happen. That's what you're doing. You're hash. You're in the algorithm. You're in the matrix, quote unquote, and you're proving this work with computing power, with hash power. So I say all that to say, this is the first time in any asset class where we're almost warned on what will happen. So if people pull out billions of dollars, I just heard some craziness with Dan Pena about crypto Bitcoin going to 0, and that Putin created it, and all of these things that I don't agree with. They could be true, I just don't agree with them. And if crypto is going to go to 0, let's just say Bitcoin, using that as an example, we're gonna know immediately because you're gonna see these large numbers. You can go to blockchain.org/explorer and you're going to see these transactions, 5,000, 10,000, 15, $2, $2 million, 1.3 million, 9. Like it's just on and on all day long. It's just going. So we could see it. We've never been able to do that before. So with this is called, by the way, one of the stats is, one of the things that I've been looking at, I was looking at market cap. I'll put it in the notes. I believe it's marketcap.com, which has a lot of information. It has news, it has obviously market caps, the movement, the daily movement, the buys and ups and downs, selling and buying. It has all the basic stuff. But I was looking at, I have a friend that I said this earlier to somebody else, and I said it again earlier, and Carl jumped on, Alan, I'm sorry, jumped on. And I mentioned it a little bit earlier. If we start looking at these stats, I'm sorry, I was thinking about a friend that was trading options. He was day trading, and I was looking for analytic tools, and I found something called Flow Algo, and it's one of the no, I don't want to say premier, but I think it's one of the ones that are used often. So I figured, hey, if there's something for option traders, there must be something for cryptocurrency. There must be a tool that can analyze multiple platforms like capital, market cap, live market cap. I'm getting the names crossed, but I'll put it in the notes. There has to be a way to grab all that information, do something with it. Well, a little bit of Google, and I found something. So this is called, I'm going to share the screen. I think if Coach made me a host. Just want to make sure I don't miss anybody that's in the room waiting. Participants. No, I'm current. I'm going to do a share. I hope I'm on a 3 meg pipe right now in the Dominican Republic. My uncle doesn't have, he has high speed internet in his business. He doesn't have it at home. He just need it. It's kind of old school. But it's called intotheblock.com. So I'm going to share the screen now. And I was mesmerized by this. I was mesmerized because 2 weeks ago exactly, Dodge Coinbase went IPO and Dogecoin went ballistic. And I saw Dogecoin moving in the Twitter trends from 3rd place trending. I missed 2nd place, and then I saw it go to 1st place trend. I saw this traffic, and I made the trade to buy Dogecoin. It wasn't Elon that said, hey, it wasn't Mark that said, hey, I saw it in Twitter. And when I bought, and I got caught in the highs and lows. I didn't make out the way I wanted because the damn Robinhood wasn't able to make the transactions fast enough. But the point is, I caught it. I made the right play. They just couldn't facilitate my trade. But I saw it and I was like, holy crap. I got screenshots. I bought in. I was high. I was good. And then it sank a little bit. I say all that to say, I'm going to show you the actual trends of that day that actually took place. And you could see it almost the night before. Genie in a lamp type shit. Pardon my French. When I saw that, I was like, this is real gang, right? In order to see that. So I'm gonna share my screen and I'm still disabled. Coach, I'm gonna need you to, I don't think you passed on the torch yet. Do you hear me? Let me see. I don't know if he stepped away. Is he still on? Will, you hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, just wanted to try to drop off.
Hector.
Yes, sir. You on?
Yeah, I'm on. I stepped away for a minute.
Okay.
Hold on. So I'm gonna make you the host. Hold on.
No worries.
You see anybody trying to check in?
No, I've been looking. Nobody. There's. I honestly, I don't know without being the host if I could see them.
All right. So yeah, I would still
them.
know. Sorry. So I'm gonna make you the host now. So just keep a lookout for anyone coming.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I have it up. I have it up on the screen. So if anybody comes in, I can see it.
All righty, hold
I'm gonna
on.
do a share.
All right, so you should now be the host.
Hold on a second. I have two accounts, Coach. My apologies. So the other Hector, flip it to that one.
All right, so let me.
Yeah, I logged into the laptop and the phone.
Hold on.
I'm very happy the connection is stable enough at 4 megabytes. It's working.
I'm trying to figure out how do you take it off of. Hold on.
I don't think you take it off. You just add it, and it automatically will drop the other person. I don't know if you need to physically remove the host from one person.
Yeah, I think I have to remove it because
Oh, you have to remove it? Okay.
yeah, it's not letting me do anything. Like I have an idea, but I just got to refresh my memory of how I did it.
You should be able to right click on the little hamburger icon on the top right of the person, and it'll give you a function. It'll give you like new person or lower their hand or something like that. So I'm gonna raise my hand on the account. Actually, I can't.
It's not letting me do nothing, man.
Maybe because you gave me. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Oh, so you have to do it.
I don't have bourbon right now. I'm gonna give myself access. I just let somebody in on the phone. So I have the other Hector.
Yeah, that's why I can't do nothing. Exactly. So you have to make your other Hector the host.
Got it.
See, I knew I wasn't crazy.
No, you weren't crazy. I was crazy. I don't have bourbon in front of me. That's why. So I switched it up. Perfect.
I'm like, I know how to do it, but I can't do nothing.
You can't. No, it won't even show it. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So let me see if I go to screen one.
All right, I'm about to mute myself back because I'm actually on a call.
No worries.
So I'll be right back.
I'm gonna move this screen over.
Hector, before you go, hey, for everyone that's on, if you could ask questions, Hector is very knowledgeable. So any questions that you have, no matter what question it is, you can cut him off because Hector is gonna keep going. So
yeah, cut me off for sure. I'm very caffeinated and I run through stuff. So if there's something, just throw it in the chat and then I'll go back to the chat or interrupt me for sure.
All right, and one more thing, Hector, you might want to let Alan jump in because I think Alan got a cutout early. So Alan, Alan do a lot of research and so do I. So Alan may have some stuff that he want to share before he has to cut out.
For sure, Alan, to piggyback off that, Alan, I think you're gonna have a ball with Into the Block. Because I know you've been putting up, you've been speaking on certain items and the reasons why you like these bids or you like these stocks. I think you're gonna really like Into the Block. I don't know. I don't hear you. I was talking to somebody else.
No. Go ahead. I'm actually at a birthday party.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
No worries.
My wife's side is my wife's side is Colombian, so they party all day.
My guy, they party. The party hasn't even started yet. What are you talking about?
Look, it's 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'm drinking coffee.
I know.
They have Modelo's.
South Americans get crazy.
And my brother-in-law was on the grill. So yeah, it's a weird combination.
So here it is. I want to focus more. Into the Block has so much, but I really want to focus on what happened with Dogecoin, because I think it's something that's remarkable that, like I mentioned before, with this particular asset class, there's never been an opportunity to see things as they're unfolding or even before they're unfolding. So in this Dogecoin now, you can physically see the social media spike on the actual 16th. This is it. This is the spike on the 16th. If I even move this to 15th and I bring it over to May or April 17th, is it refreshing? This happened to me earlier. It wasn't refreshing. Yeah,
Hector,
this is,
did you buy more Doge since the last
I
time?
did not. Don't make me feel bad about that, please.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I actually didn't speak to Savon about it yet,
Yeah,
but really quick, what I did, everyone doesn't have to do that, but what I'm doing is I continue doing what I did, what I explained last call. I took small strategic losses and build
yeah,
up other plays.
for sure.
Doge, go ahead.
No, for sure. I love that, and definitely re-emphasize. I definitely add that for today because it's very important.
Yeah, Doge, I actually, my average cost for Dogecoin was actually 17 cents. I recently sold my Doge and took over six plus worth of profit, plus my original investment. So right now I've been watching Doge like a hawk so I could re-enter.
Alan, let me pause you for a second.
Go ahead.
Someone text me that they're trying to get in. Hector.
Okay, let me minimize the screen. Give me 1 second. I couldn't see it because of the share. Now I see it. I let Carl in. Carl must have been, he must have dropped. Yeah, Carl's having connection problems. I just let him in again.
Okay.
And I got him in.
Go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, they're in. Go ahead, Alan.
Sorry, I'm going to a more quiet area.
Okay.
Bear with me. Wherever I go, it's dark right now. No, what I was mentioning is for my Doge, I actually swung the play the other day. I took 6K of profits. So right now I'm waiting to actually re-enter in Doge.
Excellent.
So
So,
the only down, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, the only downside with that is when I was in Doge, my average cost was 17 cents and now it's not dropping. So it's been averaging between 37 to 38. I think it touched 39 cents, but it's not dropping too much.
No, after it went past 30, it hasn't come down below 30.
Yeah.
After, Bitcoin, basically then in the last week, when we heard that Biden was really going in on capital gains, that's when everything dropped. And I was shopping season, and since then, it hasn't gone down. It's been over 30, mostly 33 to 38. Like you said, if you saw it at 39, for sure. I didn't see it at 39, but I'm sure it's cracking 40 soon.
Yeah, Doge, and again, I'm really bullish on OCGN. The most recent news on it was, I believe, Dr. Fauci was actually on a news station not too long ago. You can Google it. He was actually talking about the OCGN vaccine. So, India has a big COVID problem right now. The only
Correct.
major competitor in India is Bharat Pharma. No, not Bharat. AstraZeneca. But the problem with their vaccine is that it's giving the same issues as Johnson and Johnson. So again, I mentioned it before and I mention it again. This stock OCGN is going to get ready to explode.
I'm adding that to the notes. Thank you for the reminder. And these reminders, honestly, they got to be constant because, we all think and we're all making moves. And sometimes it's like, hey, don't forget about this guy over here. We got to keep rattling that, for lack of a better word, we got to rattle that carrot around because it's important. This is how things move around.
All right. To jump in real quick, for those who may have questions about OCGN, if you don't mind, you can ask it because we want everyone to know what OCGN is. I know, Alan, you're speaking on it, you're high on it. I know you have information on it, and I want our listeners to be able to, know more about it. and to also research it. And we don't want them to miss any opportunity that this stock. Now,
It's going for $12.
I'm coming, Mike. Yeah, with OCGN, it's a US-based company that actually specializes in eye disease. So they weren't even in the vaccine business. They partnered with a company that's based in India called Bharat Pharmaceuticals that came out with a COVID vaccine down in India. So they're trying to roll that COVID vaccine out here in the US. So again, Savon told me about this stock, I think last year when it was 64 cents. This stock is about $12 and change right now. The highest it went was about $18.77. If you guys know what Moderna vaccine did, that stock is about $175 a share. This stock can easily do the same thing. And the reason I keep mentioning this stock and pounding on it, because again, it's going to do the same thing. This company, OCGN, they just submitted what you call a EUA to the FDA for emergency use approval. So once that gets approved, this stock could go through the roof. So again, this is a company you guys want to look in. The company specializes in eye disease, but again, the big catalyst for this company is that they partnered with a company in India that's rolling out a very effective COVID vaccine called Covaxin. So do some research on it. But again, this stock, some of the other YouTubers are just starting to talk about it, put it out. But me and Savon, we've been in this stock since last year when it was 64 cents. I got in, Savon got in when it was 29 cents, I believe.
yes, exactly. Yeah, definitely. I got in at 29 cents. And unfortunately for me, I sold it and you kept it.
Yes, sir.
Don't rub it in. But
Just a little. Just a little.
Hey, listen, there's always another opportunity, and that's why we have our YouTube channel, because there's so many opportunities out there. Our job is to research and share with you guys, and your job is to research and invest based off of information that we provide, as well as you can provide information as well to us, so it goes both ways. So even though we're coming to you guys with information, I want you guys to be wise enough to know that you also can educate yourself to where you can also give us information. One end washes the other. So just want to make that clear, that just because we're giving you heads up on certain things doesn't mean you can't give us heads up on certain things as well. Educating ourselves is so important, and please understand that. Do not count on an advisor to advise you without knowing what they're advising you about. You always want to know what's going on with your money. You want to know. Do not put your money in a bank and let the bank do what they do with your money. Start taking control of your money. And these cryptocurrencies and these opportunities that we have today is giving us opportunity to manage our own life. Our own life. So I just want to make that clear.
Just to chime in on that, I was talking to my cousin. Didn't know that he's involved in crypto. He took, I'm sorry, not crypto, options, a little bit of crypto, and he took some profits recently. And we had that same conversation about keeping your money in the bank, and the banks will invest your money. So why don't we? When it's just a switch in mindset. It's not rocket science. It can be, but in this case, it's just groups like this and information wherever you get it from, and doing your due diligence, and then deciding to invest, and then waiting and waiting some more and waiting some more. And then all of a sudden, you got some money. You got some money in crypto that I wouldn't say it's passive income, but then you can roll it over. Like Alan mentioned, got out of a position. He's going to get a stronger position on something else, and he brings it up in the group. I've talked about pulling out of XRP a little bit and missing out on VET, but seeing VET going 10x. And obviously, if OCGN does what it does, it's going to go over 10x. I mean, it's at 12 now. If it goes to its competitors, or at least in par with its competitors, you're looking at easy 10 to 11x, which is phenomenal. Putting $2,000 on that and coming out with a down payment on a house. I mean, that's unheard of in any business. But we have that opportunity now. If there's any questions, Alan, definitely you can probably pick my brain. I'm a little rusty into the club. I was really busy this week, but I just wanted to show light on this particular graph, two parts of the graph. And I know you go in on your research. I think you're gonna have a ball with this. Just going back, I don't know if my screen is still yeah, it is. My screen is still shared, right? There's no lag or anything? Hope not.
From my end, you're good.
Okay, so April 16th, there was a big jump for Doge, and this is it right here. If you look at social media, on the right, we have the social media stats, and we have all of the trending information of words that were used, and you're gonna actually see it moving. Well, this is the next week prior, but the week that I have here on the chart is the 16th. So when we saw it jump, 30% or 40%. I don't remember what it was prior. What is that? 7 cents, 8 cents, and then it went up. Yeah, it was 8 cents, and then it went up 2 days later for 31 cents. And this is the actual social media engagement. What you're seeing right here is a chart of the social media engagement. So this is a tool that we have. We also have, I mean, there's tons in here, but there's another tool that I saw extremely valuable, was the Wales area. I may have to come back and run the report and send a screenshot. I don't remember where I ran it, but there's an area where you can actually see volume. This is just regular volume, but you can see volume on whales, and whales are known as just big investors, very, very big. I'm just scrolling down, very big investors. And when they put some serious money down, it is going to create an enormous ripple. I don't have it right now, guys. It's going to create an enormous ripple on in the blockchain.org. And I mentioned blockchain before. I'm going to go back to blockchain just to show how there is an enormous correlation between. Let me see if I can find this. I wasn't prepared to show this other piece. Let me just go real quickly. It's not predictions. Now I'm gonna pass on that. I don't want to go into an area, but there's just so much. But I'm gonna go over to blockchain. I want to show this again, blockchain, and then .com/Explorer. So in the Explorer, you actually see the transactions moving. This is it. I mean, there's no secret. So when you're here watching the latest transactions and you see these enormous, here's one, the largest one so far is 8,000, 13,000 is coming up. So you see these transactions. So I don't personally, but they can tell on what denomination, I guess, currency is moving. And there are different areas where you can see this, and all of this, there's 9 million right there. Wow. Okay, there it is. Look at this, right? 9 million. Moving in 9 million, 1 million, 9 million just passed. There's 1 million. I feel like this is like a cow auction. 1 million, 1 million, 2 million. Like, this is real information. And this is what I was saying earlier about these asset classes. There's never been an opportunity but now that we actually see information right before our eyes for us to actually make transactional, be aware of the transactions and then make judgments on what's happening. So into the block.org, just take my word for it. I don't want to look for it right now, but there's a way that you could see whale activity. And I was looking at Dent last week, and I mentioned it in the Dent's it's something that I'm looking into. Dent caught my eye because I did a search for, I think, 20% in the billions. I forgot what the criteria was. And then whale transactions. And then something about like under a penny, right? I just wanted to see things that are under a penny that I could really ball out and get as much as I can. And Dent popped up. And Dent was interesting to me because of the cap, the market cap, which is really the interest in money, like how many people are investing. And for that type of technology, it looked really high. I think it might have been 1 billion. And let me see if it comes up. And again, the benefit here is to be able to use tools like this to quickly analyze, not necessarily quickly, but just analyze things on another level besides just the regular analytical data of who's buying and when. There's more information. So when we see, here's the Telegram is used a lot. Telegram predates, I think it predates WhatsApp, and then WhatsApp took over the world. But when we see man, I don't want to lose myself in this. It's very bullish right now. It wasn't bullish when I looked at it last week. But when we see these charts, you can actually see the whale activity, last transaction volume. So you see that. But there's just it's actually part of this number of large transactions. It's part of that trend. But the point is, like, Into the Block is so much information. It is a paid service. I'm considering getting it. It's free for 7 days, and after that, I think it's like $100 a year. But for the amount of information that you're able to drill down and get, I think it's worth it. So just wanted to, just show some attention to it. I wish I could show that chart. I just haven't been into it in over a week, so I can't remember where it is. But I think it's definitely worth. Oh, here it is. Look at this, whales. So this is an interesting one. Just ownership, investors versus whales. So 29%, it just shows in the billions. Let me see. No, that's not the same chart. But no, that's not the same chart.
Hey, Hector, let me pause you for a second.
Yeah, go for it.
If you could look to make sure no one's trying to get it.
Alan jumped off. Thank you. I was on a different screen. Let me we lost Alan. It was too much Modelos. We lost Alan. He's on his way back. So just going back to the reason for, I guess, my excitement in cryptocurrency, and I haven't really felt like, I've never heard anybody say it until recent, to the guy that was talking about Cardano. I'm gonna have to look him up because I've been kind of quoting him. We've never seen this in this asset class. So in order to see this activity moving, it gives us indicators to say this is a smart buy. Aside from right now, OCGN, it's a stock, and we see there's a need for it, because of the pandemic. But there's really not a need yet for Dent. Just using Dent as an example. Not that I'm high on Dent yet, but Dent is an opportunity to sell your unused cell phone data in third world and second world countries. So you can physically sell your data using eSIM technology, which is very relatively new. eSIM technology is being used in like iPhone X's, iPhone 12s, 11s. It's relatively new to the world. And it's a way to, not have a physical SIM card. It's just it's old school versus new school, from my understanding. But the idea with Dent is that it's a network built on cryptocurrency. And I don't really know the correlation on how they're using the cryptocurrency. I know it's a payment system that they're using it for. They're going to use it as a payment system to take in, kind of like when you re-up on your cell phone usage. But again, the flag was raised not because of the technology, but the flag was raised because of the amount of whales that were attacking this thing at an early end. So just looking at the price, I saw it under a penny. I think I did. So it's moving already. And again, I found it through Into the Block, which is, incredible. If anybody has any other resources, remember this pulls in for market cap. I can't remember the name of it. It pulls in from like 10. I think Alan's still having problems getting in, Coach. It's saying connected to audio, but he hasn't been in yet. So it pulls in from different organizations that store data. And I think that's the part that's really remarkable when it comes to cryptocurrency, that we actually can see the movements on a particular coin as in real time. And again, any other market class, asset class, you don't have access to that information. If we all, let's say there's 8 people in this group, there's 9 people in this group, let's call it even 10. If there's 10 of us in here and we all decide to buy a building, we all put 10 grand in, that's 100,000. Nobody knows about that transaction. But if we take 100,000 and we put that into Bitcoin, everybody knows. And I think that's something that it's unprecedented when it comes to asset classes. And I think we should really harness that and start using, there are other apps or other web page, websites like Into the Block. I'm totally in. I would love to learn more about them because there's a ridiculous amount of data that we can pull from that to see trends and even things like Doge. Doge is a roller coaster. So Alan mentioned this earlier. Alan's still having a problem getting in. Alan mentioned it earlier that he's waiting for it. He's watching like a hawk to watch it go a little lower so he can make some gains. And I was doing the same until now. I can't catch it because I have my money. Oh, he's in now. I had my money pinned on Bitcoin. When Bitcoin dropped, I wanted to see it come back, and it has come back. So I'm going to take about a $300 hit just so I can pull my money out of Bitcoin. I gained most of it back. And then I'm going to probably go into Doge when it drops a little bit to ride it out, probably for 40 cents. I might be able to get it. If it drops a little bit, I might be able to get it. If there are any questions, I know we see some similar names, which is great. Has anybody, guess I'll throw this out to everybody. This is, I guess, Pierre, Keisha, Pierre, PR, Abraham. Have you guys made any purchases? I know Alan is, consistent. Coach is definitely consistent. I have not made any purchases since April 18th. So I got 2 weeks. I haven't bought anything yet. I know I watched XRP go up from 140 to 166 recently. I don't know where it is today. I've been out of it for a couple of days. So I don't know if anybody wants to chime in and talk about anything they considered getting or did get or watching for it to drop. Nobody's bought anything. I'm actually going into my live coin watch.
Hey, I'm gonna jump in. I had a little issue trying to bring up so I can unmute myself. I'm gonna ask a couple questions, see if anyone have questions. So Will, before I make my statement, Will, do you have anything?
Step away.
Okay. All right. We wait for Will to come back. Pierre, do you have anything? Wait, hold on. Will is back. Hold off for a second, Pierre. Will, you have anything you might want to ask or share with us?
No, not really. I'm really just really soaking up the information, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like real new to this. So that's why I'm just listening, soaking up stuff.
Okay. All right, no problem. If you ever have any questions, man, just.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna jump in if I got a question. Yes, sir.
All right, definitely. Pierre, you have any questions for us, man, or anything you want to state?
No, actually, not right now. I'm just looking at taking down the info, and then if I do have questions, I'll just jump in. But those are like it's a lot of great information that you guys are sharing on here, so it's useful.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. So now that we got our new guests you know, asking them if they have any questions. Um,
I
there's
got
another
one thing.
here. Uh-huh. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I just want to say, shout out to all the bald, headed guys. You know, you know, being bald is just a beautiful thing, man. I I I suggest you uh
Invest in that.
shave as well, buddy. Get bald.
I invest in that. How about that? Suggest me invest in that.
uh, all right.
All right. So, Mr. Abraham, I have to call you Mr. Abraham. What you got for us?
Yo, what's up, fellas?
All
Shout
right.
out to the big, shout out to the ball head again.
Ball game. The ball game.
Yeah, man. Anyway, my name is Peter Abraham. I've been invested with you guys for I think it's been a month and a half now. So it's been good. I'm a FedEx courier. So as a matter of fact, I just said it was my last play. Basically, last week I was on vacation. Me and the family we took a little ride to Orlando. So I really didn't do any investing last week because I was a lot of driving. But my last play, I had some position in Weibo, and then I saw almost all the position, and then I got into Dogecoin when it was like 29 cents. So that's what I did the last couple of weeks. But last week I basically was into in the water a lot. I was driving a lot, so it wasn't no investment at all, no trade at all.
All right, Pierre, I want to touch on something that me and Alan spoke about. And I know Alan introduced you, to get back into the stock market. And I know you guys invested in CCIV, and I know when you guys invested in that, there was a lot of excitement around CCIV. And you guys bought in at the high, and it's dropped. So right now, currently, you guys are down. But one thing that I did mention to Alan is average down. So if you bought in something and it was say $40 and it drops to 29, the fact that you believe in the stock so much is an opportunity for you to average down. So when you see that stock drop so low, you begin to buy more shares of that stock, and don't get too down on yourself because you bought in too high. Because if you're coming into the stock market with excitement because you're in knowing that, what, there's a great opportunity that, CCIV is going to take off. Just because you bought in at a high level doesn't mean you're going to quit on that stock. If it's something that you definitely believe in, you just average down. Believe it that money is made going up, money is made coming down. So you're getting things at a discounted rate. If you wanted a laptop that was $1,000 and it's now $500, buy it. So the lower these things go, you want to buy it, especially if you believe in that laptop, if you believe in that, company, so buy it the lower it goes, and then you're going to find out that you're averaging down and you're going to make more money in the long run. So I just
Yeah, you're
wanted to
right.
bring that out to you.
I know you're right. You're right. I remember you kind of mentioned that to me last time when I bought a hide, and you were telling me, don't get too hard on myself because when I bought it was actually my first day in the stock market by investing, and it was $60 for you guys didn't know the story. On the first day, FCCIV came out with the news. It was partnering with it was church partnering with the CCIV.
Okay.
Yeah. So the stock was $60. I was so excited. So I went into a position on it, and then the very next day, that stock went to 60. It dropped to I think it dropped to 20. No, it dropped to $39, something like that. And then it's been dropping ever since. And then I was so down, and then one time you told me to kind of average it down, and then that's what I've been doing. And then a couple of weeks ago, it went down to $19. So dropped down to $19. That was a record. It was a new low. So I kind of averaged down again. So I was buying more stock out of it. So I did average down at $19, which is brought my average down really, really, really down right now. So that was good.
Yeah, definitely, man. Once you believe in a stock, man, just continue to do that. You know, remember, once we decide to invest in life, that's a risk. Life is a risk. So on the stock market, it is the same thing. It's a risk. You know, so some of the best things in life comes through risk. We have to take a risk. You know, I love sports. Every time I step on a basketball court, it's a risk that we're taking. Injuries can happen at any time, so that's a risk. You know, so we just have to take those type of risks, and we have to be smart. We have to educate ourselves how best to prevent injuries. So how best to prevent these losses, you know, and that's what you have to look at when you're investing. You have to educate yourself, you know. So I wanted to bring that up. Next important topic.
I'm sorry, before you jump on that, on risk, I just added live, which I use I use it every day. I haven't used it today because I have my work laptop and it doesn't have all my notes and all of my like passwords and everything. But live coin watch, I just threw it on the YouTube. If you want to see and you want to fill out and create a paper trade account for cryptocurrency, you can do it there. So you can fake it till you make it. And if you feel a certain way, hey, what if I would have put in X amount? Let me watch this thing. Get into the practice of considering that risk for the time. I keep that up. I have like 30,000 in that wallet, not wallet, but in that account, the live account. And that's what I would have had if I wouldn't have not sold my XRP or my FET or my Chainlink. But I was in a money pinch. I took my profits and I ran with it. But that account alone would have been at the 30,000 mark. So that would have probably been a profit of maybe 18,000 if I would have left it. Now, 18,000 in a year, I couldn't save that kind of money. I couldn't. I mean, that's just a fact. I couldn't do it. But I invested in cryptocurrency and I made that kind of money. Well, I still have about 10, 13,000 in right now, but I took some profits. So again, it's a live crypto coin. There's a question that just popped up. So I live coin watch. I put it on the YouTube. Definitely open up account, a thing. It's free. Use your Google to authenticate, and then start trading with that, just so you see the coins and see what's happening, see what the market, what it looks like. And you know, if you want to answer that, what if? There's the way to do it. And XRP is at 162, so I kind of lost track after it went up above 145. But I had a feeling it was at like 66 or something like that. And it's doing phenomenal. I got that at 17 cents. So not as much as Coach has, but I got enough that if it does some things, I'll be all right. I'll be sitting pretty.
Well, you know, Coach is always going to keep on investing. I'm a firm believer in continue to save money. You know, if you buying something at 20 cents, for instance, XRP, if you were buying it at say 17 cents to 20 cents, and it goes from 20 cents to 30 cents and from 30 cents to 40 cents, I'm a firm believer in continue to buy, especially if it hasn't really gone as high as you think it's going to go, because that's what the banks do. They invest your money and they continue to do so and make the most that they can make off your money. So anytime that you save $100 and then another 100, it becomes 200, and you save 500 and you save another 500, it becomes 1,000. So every time that you're able to put away money that you don't want to spend, but you just want to save and you want to invest that saving, you know, you just go ahead and continue to buy and add, you know, to your savings. And that's what's giving you more and more profit. Because I give my example of in Uphold, I'm able to continue to buy all the cryptocurrency that I can buy. And every time I put in $10 and I see it go from $10 to $15 to $17, I'm looking at it like, wow, I just put $10 into something and it went to $15 or $17. Like, seriously, if I would have bought some McDonald's for $10, I would have ate it and I would have used the bathroom and I would have been good.
It's gone.
Yeah, it would have been gone. Good to buy it
Good money.
again. Money gone. You know, so I look at it, man, every time that I'm using that $10 to buy some cryptocurrency, even when the cryptocurrency go down, I'm like still excited, because let's use Cardano, for instance. Cardano been trading sideways and really haven't moved that much. And when I'm looking at it, it's
I'm
like,
waiting.
okay, uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it to drop. So I expect big things to happen from it. You know, it's I'm waiting. I think a lot of Africa is going to really be using it. There's a lot of talk. So I want to definitely double down on it.
Yeah, so it becomes patience. So if I put $10 in XRP and XRP goes from $10 to $15, and I put $10 in Cardano and Cardano goes from $10 to say $9 or $8, I'm not stressing it, because I understand what Cardano is about. You know, I may be down for the moment, but I'm not out. You know, so what I do is I go and I put another $10. Now, instead of having 10, I have 20. So now I may go down to $17 from my $20 investment, or maybe $16. And then one day I can wake up and I can have $40. You know, so those are the opportunities that I love about investing in stocks or crypto. You know, it's just an opportunity to be patient and invest your money wisely. The same thing that the banks would be doing with your money. And I'm excited about that. So this group that we have here is just to bring us together and to have patience. Hector, you mentioned earlier that, you know, if there's 10 of us on here, right now there's currently 8. You know, if each of us, like you said, put in 100,000, that's 800,000. You know, we all need to learn how to work together, because if we all get along, just equal it to a basketball team, and we're trying to win a game against another group of, you know, another team, we got to come together and win. So why, if we all are investors and we are having success with it, that we can't be business partners? And or even if we're not business partners, just to support each other's business. You know, Hector, if you have a business and you need our assistance because you got 4 great friends who's invested with you, why we can't be able to put into your business? And the same goes for each and every one of us. You know, this is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be supporting each other. You know, that's what I'm used to on a basketball court or any sport that I've played, is to be able to reach back to the next person that you're playing with and say, hey, what is it that, you know, you got going on that I can support you with, and vice versa. And that's why we have this group. We are here on YouTube and we're sharing, but the main purpose for what we're doing is to bring people together, you know, who can get to know each other, become great friends, and be supportive to each other. So I just want to put that out there.
Great. I got one question, and then other one. It's not a question, but it's about my experience. I mean, I've been coming to this group. It's been, I guess, a month now, but I think it's more than that. It's maybe like 2.5, 3 months. But like I say, I think because I'm new to it, so I'm kind of giving my experience to the upcoming guys like the Will, who try to invest. The best things to me is like a Savon and Alan can tell me a lot. You got to be disciplined to your investment. I mean, I've been disciplined for 2.5 months, and then last few weeks, and then my discipline went out of the way. So that's why I haven't been investing. So anything like try to be disciplined about it. Maybe a $5 or $10. I mean, you don't have to be much. At least the idea of investing, it's what's gonna keep you going. Just gonna throw it out there. And then my question is about crypto or Hector or something like that. I'm seeing the news that India they have a law now. They ban all the citizens to not trading into crypto. And then I think the other day also you mentioned that China stop also stop with the crypto. Is that is that gonna affect the way crypto is moving in the US, or it is something gonna be national, or it just is those news gonna affect the crypto in the US?
Before
So
Hector
I
answer,
don't know what
Hector,
India.
before you
Sorry,
go,
go ahead. You can start.
yeah, before you go, Hector, um, Pierre,
Yes.
one thing I realize is anything that's new is always going to take time to manifest itself. There's always going to be a drawback. Now, when Hector goes, I'm sure he'll go more in depth. But for me, I'm of the belief that no, if India is doing that, there's nowhere everyone's going to do that. I don't think it's going to affect anything. Now Hector might have a different take, but I personally, from my opinion, don't think so, because I would equal that to many people don't like changes. And when you're making changes that's beneficial to your country or countries, there's always going to be some drawback. So we have to also be mindful of that. That what another country is doing doesn't mean that another country is going to do it. So I don't think it's going to affect it. No. So, but go ahead, Hector.
Yeah, currently, I have not read too much on it. Like Coach said, I don't think the India. I'll start with that, I guess. I don't think that will hurt the market. It's it's a $1 billion just on um, Bitcoin, 1 trillion. I'm sorry, 1 billion in Bitcoin alone. I don't think there's enough altcoins that will care what India does. I definitely feel like it's a new market, asset class, and this is going to joggle people's brains. I mentioned earlier Dan Pena. If you look up Dan Pena, DAN, last name Pena, PENA, he's a very well aggressive, outspoken. He's kind of like, you know, if Warren Buffett drank a lot and like was beat by his, some parent or some sibling, and he was bitter as hell, that is Dan Pena. He says everything with an F bomb. He has a lot of right, but for him to say things like Bitcoin will disappear, it's going to go to zero. I don't think he understands the market. I don't think too many people understand this market. So, like Coach said earlier, it is very, very new. So that's on the India side. On the China side, they're out of just the mining part because it's gotten too hard to mine. They've exhausted all of their possibility for Bitcoin. It could be mining something else, but they were mining Bitcoin for a very long time at a very aggressive pace. I think they probably have about 30 to 40 of it, and it scares a lot of people. And even now with the yuan, I think after the Olympics, their currency will basically be, there will be no more paper, I think, after the Olympics, after the Beijing Olympics, or no, I'm sorry, Hong Kong. When is that scheduled? There's one in Tokyo 2022, which was postponed. And then the next one will be, I believe, in Hong Kong. So after the Hong Kong, I think it might be 2024. So we skipped 2020 and we're going to 2021. Yeah, 2024 Olympics. More than likely, they will be on their cryptocurrency, on their digital currency. I don't want to say their cryptocurrency, but their digital currency. That's not going to really budge Bitcoin too much, but people will get scared and they're probably going to pull out and get the profits, and it's going to drop tremendously. And then that helps all the people that want to get in. Maybe it'll drop to 30 or 40 or 20 or 10. Who knows? It might drop to 10 before it skyrockets back again to 300. But I don't think India has real any play in this. I don't. don't take my word for it, but I don't think India has whales in cryptocurrency. At one point, the Middle East did, because remember, cryptocurrency got a bad rep. Bitcoin, more specifically, got a bad rep that you were using this anonymous money to buy whatever the hell you want. You could buy a lung, or you could buy a nuclear warhead, in the black market with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. It's almost, there's no trace unless you're pulling the money out from a bank, but there's very little trace. Speaking of traces, this is more for, I guess, more for Coach, because we were talking about, he was talking about Jamaica. I'm in the Dominican Republic now, and you best believe I'm opening a bank account, and I will be on Binance soon. So, because I don't know what the U.S. is going to do. I don't know what these market, capital gains tax are going to look like in 10 years. I have no idea. So I'm going to protect myself and the little that I have, and I'm going to, probably trade a little on this side too, outside from U.S. regulations. So yeah, on India, I don't think it's a play right now. I don't think they have enough for us to care. I don't think they're not aggressive with it anyway. It's a third world country. Everything outside of Ibadan in Mumbai, it's it's worse off than the Dominican Republic. And I think the Dominican Republic is pushing crypto hard. And I've seen some articles about it. And I'm curious to do more research on it, because they're accepting it very quickly. So that's just my take.
So Peter, we answered your question.
Oh yeah. Thank you, fellas. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really think the Bitcoin alone, just going real quick, I think it's going to be a real roller coaster soon, because everybody's saying, oh, it's going to get to 10x, 10,000. I'm sorry, 100,000. Okay, great. That's only 2x. We just heard OCGN. We heard Alan talking about. Sorry, let me look at the room real quick, so I don't have that screen up. We just heard, a possibility of something going to 10x or 11x after doing the math. Coach has talked about a few. XRP has gone 10x. I got in at 17 cents and 20 cents. At 17 cents doing the math, $1.60, that's 9x. That's way more than we can do with Bitcoin. So what if Bitcoin goes to 300,000? Okay, that's 6x. We can still beat that. We can beat that with other coins. So I think people are going to ride it out, and you can ride it out for 20%, 10%. You can ride it out for 10%. You invest, you jump in at 10 grand, and you jump back out. You just made $1,000 in a couple of weeks. I don't have 10,000 to stake on it, but that's the reality of it. It's going to be a roller coaster for a bit. Dogecoin is going to be a roller coaster for a bit. If you got in under 20 cents, excellent. And if you didn't, like Alan, he's looking at for it to go to 30. So am I. I'm looking at for it to go to 30. I'm going to put 1,000 or 2,000 into it. Write it out for 35 cents to get the hell out. Write it out for 39 cents to get the hell out. I'm going to enjoy that roller coaster because I didn't get into it in the beginning. And maybe it'll get to $1, but that's only 3x. And I think when we're looking at these investments, I think it's beneficial to look at the numbers. What are we looking at it for, long-term or short-term, and play those percents. And if you play those percents, I think it gives you a really good perspective on the amount of, on the risk and the amount of profits that you can take out. I'll use XRP as an example. I wish I would have bought more in the beginning. I'm going to buy more now, but because I believe in it, but I wish I would have bought 20,000 coins at 17 cents. But I didn't. I split it with XLM, XRP, and Chainlink. Those were my three that I jumped in hard. And XLM hasn't really done much yet. I've 2x'd my money in XLM. But if I would have put it all in XRP, I would have been in a much better position. But I did what I did. You get what you get, and you can't get upset.
And also, Hector, what I learned is there's always new opportunities. So XRP, you might have not caught it at the amount that you wanted to catch it at its lowest. But, you use IMO, for instance, Hikomi, you can catch that. Nobody knows when it's going to move. Nobody know whatever is going to move. Let's use Dogecoin for instance. Dogecoin could wind up being $1.50, and a lot of the people, they tend to, sit around and wonder. A lot of times, when you sit around and wonder, and then when it reaches where, new high or wherever it's going, that's when we kick ourselves in the foot and say, hey man, I wish I would have. But there goes the risk. Sometimes you have to take risk, because there's many years that passes us by that we say, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to wait. And then 5 years later, you're like, man, I should have just did it.
Coach, one quick second. I don't have control. I accidentally X'd out of my the one that was on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see the activity. If anybody's off, jump it back on.
You don't have control. I don't think I have either. So
oh wait, I do. I'm sorry. Never mind. It's on the other account.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
All right. So, we don't want to be like the FOMO, like you always mention, having this fear of missing out. We just want to move on, so we know XRP is moving, and how we got to look at it is, what's next? Is it Dogecoin? What else is it? Is it IMO? We just got to find the next best thing.
To go real quick, Coach, the answer is depending on what you want from it. So Alan talked about it, and I appreciate that. He said it a couple of weeks ago when I took a bath in Coinbase and Dogecoin, when the whole thing happened, that he talks about positions that he gets in and out of. So depending on what your needs are, you're looking at long-term, it's long-term. If you're looking at short-term, 10% gains, I'm doing a short-term now to get out at not of a huge loss. So I was up and I came down. Now I'm waiting for it to recover. So I'm off by a week on the recovery, but I can get out now clean and not have lost a lot. So Alan talked about positions. I'm waiting on this. I took a $300 hit to make 900 or 6,000 something else. So there are going to be the next XRP for sure, but currently we got to think about what are the short plays. Like, what do we like for short play? What do we like for long play? And I think that's a really important conversation, because I'm glad that, not I'm glad Coach is into XRP, but we see the potential that it has. So it's one of those like hold on for dear life type of situations. Sure, we're looking at other things. I'm looking at Dogecoin, not every day. I should be looking at it because I needed to go to 30 so I can get in. Because that's going to help me make 500 or 300 to put that 300 or 500 into something else. I'm just looking at those small percentages to get in and out. So I think that's really like important that we not just analyze, just be aware that there are two different areas: long play and then percentage play. When I get in, once it's out, once it hits its percentage, I'm out. And I think it's it's really important, and we'll highlight that, because it's never the right answer. It's just a when. It's really not the what, it's the when. It's always the when with this. It's not the what. Many things are going to move. It's just the when do you want to get in and when do you want to get out. I should write that down. It's just not the what, it's the when. That was bars.
I want to throw this out there. Many ways to skin a cat. I want to throw this out there because we're all here to, share our ideas and our opinions and things like that. So I want to throw this out there. I use Moderna, for instance. When I first got into Moderna was, in the 20s, then it went to the 30s, then it started getting popular into the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And analysts was going back and forth and speculating, what they believe is going to happen with Moderna. Insider trading, all this stuff was happening around me. So now I had to say to myself, I don't have the money that the whales have. I don't have the money that institutional investors have. I just don't. So basically I have to figure out how best am I going to treat this stock. So what I did with Moderna was, if I bought it at say $30 and it went to $60 and I put in 10,000, then I would have had 20,000. So when I go to 20,000, I know that this 20,000 for me is basically, I can go and spend that, really quickly. That's not going to build me generational wealth. I know that. So I do that for myself. I'm thinking for myself that even if I double my money from 10,000 to 20,000 in Moderna, that's still, I'm not anywhere. That's what I'm telling myself. Now, for someone else who bought in a lot of shares and can sell and get out, yeah, they're going to run. But my strategy is, hey, I can't do what they do. So I'm going to have to wait till this stock really manifests, because I have to use a different strategy to say, you know what, I can't jump in and I can't jump in and out, because those little bit of gains, and believe it or not, for me, going from 10,000 to 20,000 for me is a little bit of gain. Because if I'm a poor person and I continue to just try to make an extra $10,000 and jump out and buy back in at a higher rate, it's not going to work out for me personally. And I might strategize and say, okay, maybe I don't sell all my shares, but how many shares can I really own if you are a poorer person that have so many bills, to where you might have 20 shares and you sell 10, you're still not going to gain that much, so for me, long term is just a better option, because where Moderna, I stuck through everything that analysts said because of my belief in Moderna and the fact that they were going to continue to improve on this vaccine, no matter what profit anybody was making, and analysts saying, hey, you get out at this point, set your stop loss. I've been through all of that because I had a long-term vision. And to where Moderna is at right now, it's still at an all-time high. So if I leave my money from start to finish to wherever I want to finish, for me personally, I'm still up a whole lot. Because I don't have the money that those people have to just buy and sell so often. So my strategy worked for me, and I'm sharing it with others who, if you have the patience to believe in a stock and stick it out, if you understand what the stock is really going to do. And even right now, Moderna to me ain't reached nowhere yet. So for me, I'm like imagining when this stock is $500 a share, I'm imagining like how much I'm gonna have, because I never got out. Because in my estimate, we're still looking at Moderna to grow because we're still battling COVID-19. And I don't think it's reached anywhere yet. And I've seen where stocks can go, where biotech companies can go. So my understanding is this stock is really, really gonna go through the roof. And I don't personally think Moderna is just gonna be $200. And it's not there yet. It's like 175, it went to 185, and I know it's gonna breeze through that. So I just want to put that out there, that sometimes you got to use your patience. Sometimes you can't just try to get out too soon, especially if you believe that a stock is really going to go really far. What's your take on that, Hector, or anyone that's on?
100% on the patience. I've been burned 3 times of taking my money out. Not because I was impatient, I just needed it for something else. But I've seen the gains, and that's why honestly I use the live coin wallet. I always misquote that. I put it into the YouTube. So live coin watch just keeps me honest. It lets me see what could have would have happened. And I like that feeling of knowing I made the right decisions, on being patient. Again, I pulled money out, I took profits because I needed something else, but I still believe in those coins. And going back to it's not the what is the when. It's like when you lock in and you say, hey, I believe in this. I did the research. I'm talking about debt right now. I believe in it. And I see the research says that there's some big players putting some money in. It's an interesting technology, and we're probably not ready for it. I mean, I've been in technology for a very long time, since 1989, and I remember cell phones really small and real cute, and people had PDAs. You had your cell phone, and then you had your PDA. PDA was the handspring, or the Palm OS, or the iPod, or the Newton, I've seen so many of them. And then we see these big cell phones that we laughed at one point. And then we had these big cell phones that we carry around with 8-inch screens. And it is what it is. My point is the technology, we just weren't ready for technology, for this type of technology. Eventually, we're going to see this with biotech. We're going to see this with, let's say with debt. We're going to see this with probably mining. We're going to see people, it's going to become the normal, nomenclature, I guess. And then we're going to accept it. Crypto right now is so new. But now you see people, the Elon's talking about it more. Even people like, real quick, not to spin off too far, but if you probably all have seen the social network, right? Even the Winkle brothers, the twins, huge investors in Bitcoin. Very cool. Those guys, I'm sure, are billionaires. And the amount of investments that they made. But the point is, it's not normal conversation yet. So when we start being patient, and you put that $5,000 on something that's gonna be remarkable, who the hell knows? So definitely, my take is 100%. Be patient.
Yeah, I just think patience wins out, especially when you understand the stock that you're investing in. And not introduce. I started talking to Alan about stocks and trying to get him more involved. And we're all different, and Alan mentioned that, he'll sell a position to get into another position. I don't really do that much, but I respect the fact that Alan does that because we're all different. We all have our own strategy, and I can still learn a lot from Alan the same way he can learn a lot from me because we speak quite often, but we're all different. I don't really try to get into stocks that I have to get rid of the position. And I'm not perfect, but I do. So I think my research is so good and it's based off of what's happening that I try my best to not get into something that's not happening. Let's use CCIV, for instance, that I mentioned to Pierre and I talked to Alan about it. If I'm in a play that I bought in, like using CCIV, for instance, me personally, I'm not going to buy CCIV at $60. It can happen, but most likely I won't. Why? Because I understand that when news comes out, the chances are this stock's going to drop to give you a buy-in opportunity. Because I'm of the belief that if institutions are going to invest in a stock, they're not going to invest at the high. They're not going to invest on hype. They're not going to invest on news. They're going to invest when it's at its lowest. So I'm of the belief that if CCIV is $60, it's most likely going to drop once it IPOs. And if it does go up on its IPO, chances are it's going to drop. That's just on hype. you know, so I try my best to pay attention to if something is hyped up that I'm not going to buy in, you know, because I think it's dangerous to buy in at that level. So, but if I did buy in at that level because of the hype, I would definitely average down based off of the fact that I made that mistake already, you know, and that's why we're all in this group, to be able to help each other. And I just really, really try not to get into plays because of hype. I get into plays because of the long-term belief of what's going to happen with it. You know, so just to use CCIV as example, I was never going to buy in off of hype, and I try not to buy in off of hype. Same thing with Dogecoin. I try not to buy in off of hype. Same thing with XRP. I try not to buy in off of hype, because that's where you'll get a lot of people FOMO in when it's hyped up. You know, so I'm of the belief that you always want to research and buy something that somebody's not talking about. You know, and again, that's why we have this group. And yes, I'm not perfect, but I just use my life experience as to understand that hype, you gotta be very careful with the hype, because let's just say you're hyped up about a performance and that person comes out there and bombs the performance, just not good. I'm not that person that's going to go off of the hype of that person that was coming to the stage to perform because they hyped up themselves or people hyped them up. I'm just not like that. You know, so I treat stocks the same way. I don't really roll off of hype, you know, and I think I realized that, well, I know that I realized that, you know, when stocks are hyped up, they always seem to drop. What's your take on that, Hector? Because that's what I realized with a lot of stocks, not all stocks, but I realized that with a lot of popular stocks or stocks that's going to actually do something, they come with hype and the price matches the hype. And I'm not going to invest at that moment. It's too hyped up. What's your take on that?
Yeah, you know, going back to you mentioned earlier about taking positions and getting in and out. I totally respect that game. I don't have. I mentioned Dogecoin. I don't have the stomach for it to be able to play it up and down. I like to use the $10,000 amount as a marker, right? If you ride up any stock up and down for 3%, you're making $300 a day. Right? I'm not saying every stock is going to go up and down, or every coin's going to go up and down 3% every single day, but that's just the math on that. $300 a day swing trading is a phenomenal number. You know, if you're at 20%, I mean, at 20K, you're at $600. That's daily. That's on a swing. I'm not doing that. I don't have the stomach for it. But without that, if you're looking at hype, you have to follow that to a T and get in and get out. I don't have the diligence to stay on that path. I prefer to look at, you know, OCGN or the XRPs or the VETs for the long-term utilitarian function. Dogecoin right now, it's people are looking at it as digital, you know, digital gold, kind of the way that we saw Bitcoin. It does have, because it comes from a different backbone, it does have some utilitarian functions. I believe you can do smart contracts with it as well, because it's that family of technology. There has to be, for me to believe in Dogecoin for the long term, there has to be utilitarian function other than an asset class. Other than like liquid gold or digital gold. I have to get involved, or want to get involved into certain coins that have the long term, that they have a function, and that's a transactional function. Like Cardano is doing a lot of smart contracts, and they're going to be trying to pump this thing into the economy in Africa. Like these are the long-term functions. And can it be Ethereum? Absolutely. It's just a question of how many people and when. Are we looking at tomorrow? Probably not. We're looking at 2028, 2030, 2032. I can wait. I'm 44. I can totally wait. And if it doesn't hit when I'm ready for it, I'll hold on to it. I'll buy some and I'll hold on to it. Maybe my grandkids can have it. But the point is that coin is going to take time. Other coins are going to take longer or shorter. We don't know. But going back to like OCGN, that's something that's necessary right now, and it's something that's going to be around for a very long time. So even if it goes and it passes Moderna, it's going to hold at that price. And maybe it'll double down again. Maybe it'll go over 150 and go to 300. But the idea is that we're going to see vaccines for a long time. And that's where we have to kind of draw our personal style. If we're going to be here for the full moon, the roller coaster, or we're going to be here for the long term. I'm looking at it in 10 years from now. So my placement or my positions, not to keep kicking at that dog, but my position on like for XRP is definitely long term. 10 years out for me to see some significant gains. And what Coach said earlier about going from 10 to 20, that's a small number, and it's a lot of number to put on. It is a small number. It's just a 1-inch growth, right? It's a very small number a very large number to make a really big play on. It may not be significant, but if you do 6, 7 at 5,000, you make it more. There's more opportunity probably on a smaller coin, less money, and over time it'll roll over. Those big plays only work when you have 100,000. You go from 100 to 2,000 to 200, and then let's say you take that play and you do. I mean, there's a guy that put all his money. I forgot what his occupation was, but he put 180. Some of it was loans. He sold his house. He put it all on Dogecoin. Became a millionaire. 1.3 million and 1.2 million. Dogecoin. Power to him. I don't have that kind of stomach for it, and I don't have that kind of drive to put it all on one coin. But he did it, and it worked. So definitely goes back to patience and understanding what plays you want to make. I want to make, personally, I love to make a good 5K bid and maybe get that 2X or that 3X, but that's over time. I'm not expecting anything to happen overnight. But I would like to play one big one and get in and get out, because that's going to help me with other things that I have going on. But that's just my personal style. I'm at like 2,500 right now, so I'm just counting my pennies, and I'll be at 3,000 soon. Then when I get to 5, I'm going to make one big play and then let it sit.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Ed? Rizzo's in there, is he? No, he usually goes. He shows his face.
Hey, a lot of my plays, Hector, that I'm in, I'm telling you, what I did was I Googled blockchain technology when nobody was talking about it. And I just did solid research on it. Ed and Rod, they know about this. When it wasn't in the talks, I was already researching, what this was about. And what I did was I started getting into stocks at the very, very low. And a lot of those stocks right now, I got under $1 and under $2. So I'm holding quite a few shares in a bunch of different stocks. And they've moved, like I've doubled and tripled, but that's not where I'm looking to end and get out, because there's so much more that's going to happen, but I got in very, very early, and I started telling, Alan about him, because, I met Alan, and some of the plays that Alan is getting into now, I've been in from day one, and I haven't even touched them or added any more shares to them because I'm so comfortable with the numbers that I got in so early at? You know, IDEX.
I know the feeling with my XRP and XLM. You know, I wish I would have had that. I'm gonna get the money somewhere else. I'm not touching my crypto because Chainlink I got in at 176, XRP at like 17 to 20 cents, the majority of it. Then I bought in at like 76 cents, something like that, but the majority of it was early in. And XLM at like 12 or I gotta look it up, maybe around the same amount of money. But going back to what you said, it's like buying them and holding, it is a good feeling. Like seeing my Coinbase and seeing it at 10K, and I know I didn't work hard for that 10K, I just waited and it quadrupled. You know, it just kept going. Very, very good feeling when you play that patience card.
It is because even with Dogecoin, I'm looking at Dogecoin and I call it dog coin because all I saw was a dog, you know, so that's my dog right there. That's the way I call it, dog coin, until I started hearing people say Doge, it's Doge, it's Doge. And I'm saying Doge now, but deep down inside, that's my dog because I got into the dog under a penny. You know, and I had 30,000 of it, and I made a mistake and sold 10,000 of it. You know, and I took that trip to Jamaica, which is cool. You know, but I'm still there at 20,000 Dogecoins. But at the end of the day, I got it under a penny, and I don't have to. You mentioned the dude that's a millionaire. Listen, I'm into so many different plays that have so many potential to. It's like it's ridiculous. Some days I'm looking, and I'm like, yo, I never have to put another dime into that. I just find new things to invest in, you know, and it is a good feeling. It really is because I'm using my patience to say, you know what, I'm not worried about that investment that I made already. I'm excited that I got so many shares of that right there. I couldn't have that amount of shares in Tesla. I can only imagine what the institution investors feel like when they're buying so many of Tesla. I'm like, man, listen, I feel great about this up and coming technology that I got like 46,000 shares. Like, what? Oh, shoot, equal that to 46,000 shares of Tesla when nobody knew about Tesla. I'm good. So I'm excited about that. The fact that I can do my research and just get into place, you know, and come on the YouTube and share with other people, you know, and if you're able to
Real quick, some of that. I muted the wrong one, and I was saying real quick on that. Then this stuff will go viral when you can talk about it, you know, 5, 6, 7, 10 years from now and say, yeah, I had 20,000 coins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had 20,000 shares or whatever the numbers are. And you waited. You know, who posted in the group? It was a mining company, and it, you know, coincidentally happened to be in the Dominican Republic. SNP, something like that.
SANP.
Yeah. So I looked it up, and it looks good. I looked it up. It looks good. I did the math on it, and I'm like, it's a lot of shares. It's a lot of shares.
Yeah, but check this out. Throw it out there in the chat if you can. SANP. But that's why we're here. We're here to share our information because did the research on it. And listen, man, it's an opportunity, man. What you got to lose? Do your own research and, you know, and get into
SANP, right?
SANP. Yep, Santos Mining Company. SANP. You know, and we always talk about big digital, you know, and listen, just research these things, guys. These opportunities are out there, you know. Just imagine if you would have invested in Coinbase. You know, I had the opportunity to invest in Coinbase before they actually got popular. You know, there's just companies out there that they're not popular right now, and that's what you want to put your money in. You got to put your money in things that people aren't talking about. You know, don't feed off of the hype, man. It's like, listen, when Mike Tyson was at his hype, you know, where he was beating up everybody, Buster Douglas came out of nowhere, man. I ain't like it, but guess what? Came out of nowhere. I was sad. But it is what it is, man. I was sad, man. But listen, man, out with the old, in with the new. You know, guess what? Dogecoin is Buster Douglas.
Sorry, so Vaughn, there was one ticker I forgot to bring up. I had to get off the call and come back on. IQST.
Oh, I know, right? We always talk about that one too. Yes, sir.
Yeah. They recently had some news. They're actually, let me tell you what the company is first. They're a telecommunication service provider. They offer a wide range of cloud-based enhanced services. Let me get to the meat of things. The company offers 4th generation, 5th generation, and 5G international infrastructure connectivity, as well as blockchain-based payment and phone number mobility platforms to international and domestic tier 1 carrier, VoLTE, SMS, and data. The catalyst for this company is that I think they entered into a partnership where they're getting ready to create. Well, okay, they entered into a partnership with a company called Revolt Token. So basically, from what it looks like, and I'm still researching this, basically they're coming out with a token that's powered by the EV market. So again, I'm just putting this on you guys' radar. I'm already in this play. It's 76 cents a share. So again, this may be something you guys want to look at. IQST. Sorry to interrupt. I just had to bring that up before I forget.
No, that's good. I'm taking the notes. You said IGST?
No. I as in igloo, Q as in queen, S as in Sam, T as in Tom.
IQST.
As you guys were talking, I was just looking at my portfolio, multitasking. Right now, it's at 76 cents a share.
Excellent.
And those are the opportunities that, you know, we take advantage of. You know, you hear how Alan just came in and, you know, he gave his analysis of the stock. He gave based off of his research. And that's one of the things that, you know, I love the most about Alan is he's very convincing, you know, when it comes to his research. And there's a lot of things that he can convince me about, but I just won't jump into all of them. But more times than none, I will listen to him, and because he does his great research, and I will go behind his great research before I actually go in, you know, and he's able to also listen and hear me out when I say, hey, Alan, you know what, maybe that play isn't such a good play to get into. Or he may say, you know what, I got into that play and I need to, you know, get out of it or whatever. So, you know, we're not perfect. We all are trying our best. And I just love the fact that he takes the time, you know, he's enthused about what he's getting into. And believe it or not, that's going to be very, very beneficial to this group, because I'm sure for anyone out there who's listening, you can see that he does his due diligence. You know, he really like go to work on what he's getting into. You could hear it. And I deal with this almost every day. So Alan, I wanted you to know, man, appreciate what you do. You know,
thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, you're like my hype man.
Look, it's nothing compared to my cousin in Georgia. This dude literally, he asked my permission. He's like, Alan, can I call you at any time or text you? I'm like, sure. So he called me at 4 a.m. This morning. He said, yo, I'm watching Doge. Like he's so crazy about Doge, he literally doesn't sleep. And I'm like, dude, get some sleep. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, he's me 2.0, man. He's like, he doesn't sleep at all.
Wow. Well, we need to sleep. I don't know if I don't need a U 2.0. I just need the 1.0.
Yeah, I was on no sleep watching XRP like 80 cents. I was losing my, I was losing my mind. And then I kind of like up. But to see things go 3x, I was losing. Like I was like, yo, it's gonna crack $1, and I was losing it. But yeah, you definitely need that positive energy for sure. It's important because our regular days may drain us a little bit. We want to feel like we're connected, part of a community, and we're all doing the same thing. Like, I mean, I took a break from the world. I actually just downloaded something to edit some pictures. I had a project that was due and they didn't get back to me, but I'm going to do it from here on a 3 megabit pipe. It's working. We're connected, and I definitely took some notes and I put sorry for the copy paste, but I added snap. That's actually misspelled. And then dent, I hate the way that copy paste did not work well in the chat. But I added some in there, IQSTs in there, and what was the other one? OCGN. Yeah,
and don't forget to add BBKCF2. We want to add it every week. We don't want people to forget about it because you don't want to say, you don't want to be like, hey man, I didn't know about that one. So we want to mention it every week because we can't forget about that one. I know Alan went all in, I went all in, and I try to get the group to go all in, and you got time, go all in. Just like they always say about XRP, you got time. It's about to hit $2. Get it before it hits $2. It's 150 something. You better get in before it hits 2. And you're gonna keep hearing this. Then when it hits 2, you better get in before it hits 250. Better get in before it hits 3. Listen, man, just take your time. But how can I say this? Take your time, but hurry up. Be patient, but hurry up. And how can I say this? I'm a long-term investor, but at the end of the day, I see short-term gains. That's kind of funny.
Time is money, man. Time is money. We just got to use it wisely.
Yep.
We have FTFT. I don't know if you talked about that.
No, we didn't talk about it, but I mean, I mentioned a lot of plays that, been in from day one. When I first met you, I started telling you a lot about a lot of those plays, and you started doing your own research and getting into them. But I was saying that I'm very, very comfortable with the numbers where I'm at. I'm so comfortable with the numbers that I look and I'm like, man, I'm not even going to, like, I think I mentioned buying XRP. Yeah, I did. Constant averaging up because I bought it low, but I'm constantly averaging up because I'm like, wow, love XRP. So I just keep on averaging up, but not in Coinbase. Wherever I bought it in Coinbase, that thing stay right there. So if I bought it at 20 to 30 cents, it's staying right there. I just kept buying, averaging up in another app, which is Uphold. So I have fun looking at the fact that I bought things under $1 and under $2. I have fun with it. So I don't even have to move from there because I got enough shares of it. So I have fun with that. But yeah, a lot of them is one of them is definitely FTFT. So you can go ahead, Alan.
No, go ahead. I just wanted to mention that play just so we can keep that one on the radar as well.
Oh yeah, FTFT was like one of my top plays from day one. I'll tell you, I bought in at, on average, it's $1.99 for me. So every day I look at that and I'm like, wow, I got this at $1.99, and I'm excited about that because I do believe that that's going to be big time.
And FTFT is a Bitcoin mining company, right?
Well, online store. So basically, like it's getting into mining. Remember, you brought that up as well.
Yeah, it's a chain cloud mall based on the blockchain technology.
Yep. But we're gonna wrap it up. So Hector, you are in control. So let us know when you're ready to go.
Yeah, I got some, I added some notes in there. Definitely, guys, just to, all the coins that we're talking about are stocks. I have to do a little bit of research. Last week, kind of took a week off from this. So I have to look at the notes and look at, what some of these are. Into the block, definitely do the 7 days free. Somebody just tried to get in while we're closing. Definitely do the 7 days free. If I'm considering doing it full time because right now most of my energies is on cryptocurrency, not on stocks. I am going to add some stocks in my portfolio. So into the block is definitely worth it. You get to see a lot of information. For the new ones that not the new ones, but the ones that we've been talking about this week, let's do some of our due diligence and have something to talk about next week, see how things are done. And I know, Alan, you're looking at Doge, so hit me, if I'm not paying attention when it drops to 30, 31.
Hector, could you post your Instagram? I never got it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's actually the same name I'm gonna post it in the chat. Yeah, on my Instagram I add. I mean, I'm a photographer, but in my stories I'll add. Try to encourage people on where's the chat? I try to encourage people on blockchain and cryptocurrency and let them know what we're doing. And it's actually it's the same name. That's the Instagram.
Hector Hernandez.
That's the IG. I put it on the chat. I'm gonna put it in the Zoom as well.
Yeah, put it on the Zoom because that's all I can see.
Oh, gotcha. I put it in the here we go. On this, I put it in the YouTube. It's in the Zoom now. So definitely, guys, do your due diligence. Bring those to the table. The great questions are what do you think about this? What do you think of, like, we got a great one with the India situation. Do we care? I personally don't. I don't think it's enough. I've heard some crazy comments about Don Pena talking about Bitcoin. I don't care what he's got to say. He's an extraordinary mind and other things, but this realm, he doesn't know. It's too new. I don't think anybody cares. A 1 trillion in market cap, nobody cares. Gold is at 19 trillion. Bitcoin's at 1 trillion. It's a little under, a little over at times, but I don't think enough people care. There's too much money invested. Nobody cares what Dan Pena is saying. He's made his money in another way. The Buffetts of the world, the Merrill Lynches of the world are looking at Bitcoin right now. They're looking at cryptocurrency. So he needs to sit down and listen, in my opinion. And he's a phenomenal, he's made millions, probably billions, definitely millions. I think he's a billionaire, probably is. But if the Mark Cubans are interested, Coach, I think it was you that mentioned, might have been you, Alan, that said, there's if and when Amazon decides to accept, doggy coin, what would happen? Sky's the limit. This is Jeff Bezos talking. This is money man Jeff Bezos. Like, he can make this thing jump through a hoop. He can make this dog, he can make it a dog show. If he integrates it somehow, if he cares, because he's 130 billion. I don't think he cares, but who knows? So I guess to close with that, and what Coach mentioned earlier, the patience. Short plays are great. They're not for everybody. Definitely hold. The T-shirt is, hold on for dear life. The hashtag HOLD, hold on for dear life, is what a lot of crypto investors are doing. They're sitting and they're waiting for their prospective technologies to kick into gear. And I respect that. I respect the game. I've done it. I'm at 13K right now, roughly, on multiple exchanges and 2 wallets and 2 exchanges. I would love that to double. maybe it'll double in 6 months. In 6 months. But the plays that are happening right now, I think this stuff is ready to erupt. So I appreciate everybody for jumping on. A lot of information. I guess shout out to Will. He's new on it. A new name, CJB. I don't think I've seen you before. Big ups to people that jumped on and jumped off. We tend to go about 2 hours. We had one short one, I think, but I think 2 hours is about the.
Hey, listen, guys, we're trying to build up our watch hours. So do us a favor and just, let our videos run too, man, because we're trying to build up watch hours.
Yes.
And Hector, you mentioned this, that, I should take the time and break down some of the videos to where you can make some short videos. So do look out for some like 5-minute short videos that you guys can like support and build us some watch hours as well. Because I'm gonna try
to chime on that real quick before we close. Anything that rings a bell to anybody, it doesn't matter who says it. Let's try to get some content. I don't like to call myself a content creator, but I can build stuff. I'm a tech person. I'm in front of a computer all day long. But if there's something you're like, hey, you know what, say that again or that part again, we could build some cool, content that we can help grow this. I got into this through Ed, and Ed knows Coach, and I like talking about this stuff. I like encouraging people, motivating people, when it comes to cryptocurrency. I'm super new at it, a year, about 13 months into it. But to see my portfolio grow, in a short period of time and not being super aggressive, it's powerful. And I want to share that with everybody. So the more people we have on it, the better. If you know somebody you can pull on their coattails and say, hey, there's some interesting things happening. My uncle is into real estate. He has he's got a 40 units in the Dominican Republic, and he's building it out. He used to have a school. He started with an art gallery, then a motorcycle company, then a school. Now he's building commercial real estate. And he doesn't want anything to do with cryptocurrency. He's just like, leave me alone. And it's cool. Totally love him. He's all good. His son is into it. His son is more into stocks, options. But the point is, he looked over my shoulder and was listening when I'm talking about, 3%, 6% gains on 10,000 and 20,000. He's looking over my shoulder because he understands those numbers. He doesn't understand technologies. He doesn't care. His money's in real estate. He's not moving his money. It's all good though. Let's keep preaching to the choir and keep, crip walking, crip talking.
Yes, sir. Let's crip talk and let's stack.
Yes, let's stack those cha-chings.
Yep. Hey, I want to say this before we leave, Hector, and then, if you have anything else to take us out. But I want to say this. Listen, founding players came from 6 players from my basketball program. And those kids are very, very important to me, and I wanted to be able to stay in their lives for the rest of their lives, and for them to have kids and for their kids to know where they came from and why we created this platform and named it after those kids. And when you create a nonprofit, it's an opportunity for people to work together. And I'm thankful for you guys, and we have an opportunity here to just like really make a change in the world that we live in. And Alan, I'm glad I broke down in front of your home, and we became friends, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for you introducing me to Pierre, which is your neighbor. And, we became good friends as well. We meet, or we try to meet once a week, possibly twice. We're going to start working out, because Alan, you continue to mention that, hey man, let's continue to build, our bodies as well as our wealth and our minds. So I'm definitely with that. So I want to thank you for presenting me with that opportunity, to continue to build the bond that we have here, And Hector, I wanted to say this to you. I'm thankful that Ed introduced me to you. The very first time when I jumped on, your Zoom, I was like, whoa, where this guy came from? I was like shocked. I was like, man, he reminded me of those YouTubers that know what they're talking about. So right there and then I just said to Ed, I'm like, listen, man, this guy's good, and I was normally the one, speaking a lot more. And you see, this is what I say that people need to do. They need to recognize what they're great at and be able to pass the torch. And based off of the fact that you're good at what you do, I pass the torch to you. And for me to pass the torch to you, that says a lot about you, because basically I'm giving you the reins, to take us to the top. Because listen, 6 kids that I started this program with, and I named it Founding Players, and it's to bring people together. And I have this faith in you that you have the voice and the knowledge to be able to lead us. So hey, listen, man, I'm excited and I'm happy because I know my place and I know how to, build a team. I've done it through sports, and you yourself is into sports too. So I want to thank everybody on here, for being part of this, because I believe in every single one of you. And that's it.
Definitely, Savon. Thank you so much for those kind words.
You're welcome, man. Appreciate you every day, man. Every day I wake up, I'm like, yep, call Alan. I'm like,
it's likewise, man.
Then I'm like, yo, you know what? Pierre's at work. I know he's driving, but
No, I was actually in the garage this weekend. I actually worked out for 3 hours.
Man, wow. We got to know what Pierre is doing, because it's like, I don't know when to call him. I don't know. At least you're at home, but I don't know when to call Pierre, man. And Hector, I started getting used to Hector too. It's like, you know what? I'm about to call Hector right quick. So it's like, it's fun, man.
Yeah, I see. We got to work out too, guys. We got to get this mind and body strong, because I'm at my uncle's house. He's got a little home gym. He's got his office. I'm piggybacking off of another office space, and I'm gonna work out. I'm here for 2 weeks, which I have never been away from home for more than a week. So I'm definitely gonna work out. Worked out a little earlier today, like 20 minutes. But tomorrow I'm gonna hit it hard. I might do like 2 a days from like Wednesday on, when I just get my body back into, just not plopping on the couch. But I definitely need to get more of the juices flowing again. I don't want to get too old too quick.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna sign off, guys. I had a 10:30. Gotta get some another project going before I go to bed.
All right, real quick, I think Alan and Pierre might have had something before he dip out. What you guys got?
No, I'm good. I don't have anything else. Go ahead, Pierre. Pierre.
Yeah, I'm just saying, the only person we're here now is Savon, so we gotta do something about that.
What was that?
I said the only person we're here now is Savon.
You funny. I'm gonna keep my hair, man. I'll go keep mine. That's okay. I'm gonna keep my hair.
I was gonna say that because when I turned on my camera, I'm like, yo, I'm part of the bald crew. Savon is outnumbered. And it's a shame. Savon is like 10 years older than me, bro. Like, you got all your hair. It's not even fair.
Yeah, listen, man. It's all good, man. It's all good. Hey, use a toupee. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I live through my son. I bring him to get a haircut. So we good.
Hey, it's all good, man. I grew up with many, you know, I'm a Michael Jordan fan, and you see what kind of hair he got, right? No hair, just like you guys. So it is what it is, man.
All right, fellas.
All right, guys. You have a good night.
Good stuff. Guys, I'll see you soon.
Definitely. Take care.
Appreciate it.